Yes, what we have started in the last lecture, we have seen the definition of a T3R. Before that, we should see what is a completely regular space. Okay? Yes, can anyone tell me what was T3 half space and what we have seen in the last lecture? Connected set, separated set. Can anyone define what is connected set and what is separated set? Okay. So what is connected set? Connected set means what? It cannot be written as a disjoint union of two non-empty sets, open sets. Okay, just like separated set means what? It is first it should satisfy that there should exist two non-empty. Disjoint means what? Their intersection is empty such that their union gives the set itself. Suppose I am saying that X is separated by the two sets A and B such that neither of them contains the limit points of other. That is, A intersection with D of B is also empty as well as B intersection with D of A is also empty. That is, neither of them contains the limit points of other. And if you want to eliminate all this condition and you want to impose a Hausdorff-Lien condition, what you have to do? Simply, you have to show that this and this one condition. Oh, sorry, this and this one you have to show. And then what is Hausdorff-Lien condition? Yes, काय होती Hausdorff-Lien condition? A intersection with B bar union B intersection
A bar
B
is
intersection A.
it is equal to empty set. This is Hausdorff-Lien condition. So if you want to define a separated set with the help of Hausdorff-Lien condition, simply you have to impose two condition, that is the first one and the third one. Okay, this second, fourth, and fifth will be combinedly there in only Hausdorff-Lien condition. Okay. Now let us start with the definition of a completely regular space. So for X2 to be a completely regular space, right? X2 is said to be completely regular space. First, X2 is a T space if for X2 is said to be completely regular space if for all X belongs to capital X and F is a closed set in X. F is closed set in X such that X is not a member of F. That is, we have one closed set and we have a point. X is not a member of F. Just like the diagram, we can have, this is what say F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. Then there exists a continuous function. Then there exists a continuous function such that the F is a mapping from X to closed interval 0, 1 such that what it satisfy F satisfy the mapping such that F of X is equal to 0. That means we have the two things. What are the two things? X is an element which is not a member of F. So X is mapped to 0 and the set F of F will be mapped to F image of that closed set will be mapped to singleton 1. Okay, starting with the X2 is a T space for every element of capital X. There F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. Okay. In the very similar way, we have seen one more definition about the regular space. The regular space का definition क्या था? F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. Then there exist two disjoint open set. What are the two disjoint open set G and H such that one contain the point X and another contain the closed set, and disjoint means what? Intersection of G and H is empty. Do you remember this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Regular space. So here completely regular में क्या है? Instead of having the two open set, we have to define a mapping F which is from capital X to closed interval 0 1 in such a way that the element is mapped to 0 and the closed set is mapped to singleton. It is very similar to your definition of regular space. Starting में same है. F is a closed set which does not contain the point X, and this is true for every element of capital X. Okay. So for every element, we can have a one closed set which does not contain the point X, then there exists a continuous function. So here we should know what is the definition of a continuous function. We have seen this. We have to find out G star and G, the two open set in such a way that f of G is contained in G star. Okay. And then mapping F is in such a way that F maps the elements to 0 and it maps closed set to singleton. Any doubt for the definition of a completely regular space?
No, ma'am.
Simply the two elements are given, that is one is a element X and another is a closed set, but the element is mapped to 0 and the closed set is mapped to singleton 1. On the condition the mapping F is a continuous mapping. Okay. So now let us see what is the definition of a T3 half space. So already we have seen in the last lecture what is T3 half. It is nothing but T1 plus completely regular space. So T3 half space, any space X2 is said to be T3 half space if it is completely regular T1 space. X2 is said to be T3 half if X2 is completely regular T1 space. Okay. So T1 we have already seen, completely regular definition is also known to us. So what will be T3 half? It is nothing but T1 plus completely regular. In a very similar way we have seen T4 also. Normal plus T1, and T3 is nothing but regular plus T1. Okay. Many theorems related to these one we have seen, right? Regular is not normal, normal is not a regular, then regular is not a T3 but T3 is regular, normal is not a T4. For every counter example, I have given the counter examples also. Okay. So here now we have to prove that, what is our aim to prove that? In the somewhere after the compact space we have seen countably compact. So in that we have proved every countably compact space is a compact space. आठवतंय का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
After compact space we have seen countably compact. So after that we have proved one theorem that every countably compact space is a compact space. Now we have to prove one theorem that every completely regular space is a regular. Every completely regular space is a regular space. So how to prove every completely regular space is a regular space? That is to prove that. What is our aim to prove in this? What is our aim? First we will write down what is given to us. X2 is completely regular space. Okay, we have X2 is a completely regular space. And our aim is to prove that it is a regular. To prove any space to be a regular space, what we should find out? काय अजून करू शकतो? Let F be any closed set. Let F be any closed set which does not contain the point X, right? This is what our assumption, no? To prove any space to be a regular space, right? No?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the definition of a regular space? F is a closed set which does not contain the point X, and if we are able to find out two disjoint open set, one contain the point X and another contain the closed set. Okay, so we have started with the assumption we have F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. But what is given to us? X2 is a completely regular. So when we can use a definition of a completely regular, if we are able to find out this condition, f is a closed set which does not contain the point x, and hence we can apply the mapping, or we can apply the definition of a completely regular. Then there exists a continuous function which satisfy the condition. It maps the element to 0 and it maps a closed set to a singleton one. Okay, so now you can say that since x2 is completely regular, hence we can apply the definition. By definition of completely regular space, if we are able to find out one closed set which does not contain the point x, then there exists a continuous function f from x to the closed interval 0 1 in such a way that f maps the element x to 0 and it maps the closed set to singleton one. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as we know that 0 is not equal to 1, बरोबर ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Why I am writing this one? Because it is given that it is completely regular. Now, what we have to do, we have to prove that it is a regular space. Okay. So for that, what we will do, we will define one more mapping. Okay. Let us consider the closed interval 0 1 which is given to us from our definition itself. We will define close interval 0 1 and usual topology to R to U. Okay, we will define a mapping in such a way that is a T2 space. आहे का है T2 space?
Yes, ma'am.
Why this is a T2 space? Because already we have proved that usual topology is a T2
T2
space.
splits.
Okay, those who remember, we have done this for a usual topology as well as a metric topology. काय केलं होतं तिथे x minus r by 3x plus r by 3, right? D of xy is provided to us, it is r. Then we have divided r into the three intervals, and for proving T2 we have considered r by 3, and for proving T1 we have considered r by 2. आठवतंय का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
Usual topology is a T2 space given to us. So F is a mapping which is given to us. We have considered, and here we have usual topology is a T2 space. Okay. So what is actually our aim to find out? Our aim is to show that. What is our aim to prove that? We have to prove that it is a regular space. To prove a regular space, what is our aim to find out? We have to find out two disjoint open set. Okay. So here given that the definition we have used f of x is 0 and f of f is equal to singleton 1. Okay, and usual topology is a T2 space. Okay. So as we are having a T2 space, so 0 is not equal to 1. There are two distinct elements and it is a T2 space. So I can apply the definition of a T2 space.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in T2 space for two distinct elements, we can have a two distinct open set. So we can say there exist two disjoint open set such that what? Such that G and H are members of tau such that one contain the point x, point 0, and another contain the another element that is 1. On the condition they are in disjoint means what? G intersection H is empty. Okay, so G and H are the open set in 0 1. Okay, we have considered G and H are the open set from here 0 1. That is the usual topology which is defined on the closed interval 0 1. So let us define the mapping such that if I apply the inverse mapping. Okay, so what is our inverse mapping? Suppose here is what? We have considered the two open set G and H, no? And if I apply the inverse mapping, what will be F inverse of G and F inverse of H? Whether both are open sets?
Yes,
Since mapping is a continuous mapping. By the definition of continuous mapping, Related to continuous, we have seen many theorems. If F is continuous, we have proved inverse image of a open set is open set, as well as inverse image of a closed set is closed set. And then we have seen some of the theorem that is closure, related to closure, related to interior, right? So continuity के जितने भी theorems हमने if and only के part में prove किए ना, वो भी आप एक पेज पे लिख के निकालो, right? First write the statement f is continuous and write down all the statements of the theorem जो भी हमने if and only if में prove किया है. F is continuous if and only if inverse image of open set is open. F is continuous if and only if inverse image of a closed set is closed. F is continuous, that's why that closure property we have proved. Okay. So since the mapping F is continuous and we have found the two disjoint open set G and H, so inverse image of open set is open set. So as F is continuous, so we can say as G and H are the members from 0, 1. So as F is continuous, we can apply the theorem and we can say that F inverse of G and F inverse of H are the members of your X2, and hence we have found F inverse of G and F inverse of H in such a way that what is our aim to find out? That X is an element of here what is given to us? We have to find out in such a way that X must be a member of a one open set, F must be contained in that another open set. Okay, is it possible to do here? We have come to the two open set F inverse of G and F inverse of H, right? So let us write down what is F inverse of G. How to find out F inverse of G? It is nothing but X belongs to X such that F of X is belonging to G. Why this is so? Because we have found the open set in such a way that X is a member of F inverse of G, right? X is a member of F inverse of G and F inverse of H will contain your closed set F. Okay. So hence the proof X belongs to F inverse of G and F is contained in F inverse of H. Is it okay? Okay, let me prove once again what we have to do. We have started with the assumption. What is given to us is completely regular. What do you mean by completely regular? If we are able to find out one closed set which does not contain the point, then we can apply the F is continuous, which map element to 0 and a closed set to singleton one. Okay. Our aim is to prove that the mapping is regular. To prove mapping is regular, we have considered one closed set which does not contain the point x. And what is our aim to find out? We have to find out the two open set, one contain the point x, another contain the closed set. So for that, we have considered 0 and 1 are two distinct elements. Given that your usual topology defined on closed interval 0, 1 or on real line, it is a T2 space, which we have already proved. So if usual topology is a T2 space, and in T2 space, we have two distinct points, 0 and 1, right? So hence we can find out the two open set. Now if we are able to find out the two open set, we have to find out the inverse image. You can see here the inverse image of a two open set. F inverse of G and F inverse of H are the open sets which contain the point x and another contain the closed set. One contain the point x and another contain the closed set. Any doubt up to this one? Hello, आहेत का सगळे?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
समजतंय का खूप अवघड आहे?
समझते ma'am. समझते.
If you're not getting anything, you can stop me at any point. Ma'am, this is not okay. Or this you have to explain in some another way like this. Okay. So what the remark from this we can say that every T3 half space is a T3 space. Why this is so? Because we have proved completely regular space is a regular space, right? Just like we have proved every T2 plus normal space is a T4 space. Yes, whether anyone remember this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Whether it was like this compact plus T2 space is a normal space. Which one
Yes, ma'am.
correct? हे बरोबर आहे ना? Compact T2 space is a normal space and compact T2 space is a irregular space. But regular does not implies normal. Normal does not implies regular. Just now we have proved every completely regular is a regular space. Okay. Now in this definition what I will add completely regular plus T1. दोनों जगह मैंने सिर्फ T1 का प्रॉपर्टी ऐड किया है, राइट? दिस इज सिंपली रेगुलर ना, रेगुलर प्लस T1. हे काय होणार आहे रेगुलर प्लस T1?
T3 space. T3.
Space. Completely regular plus T1 just now we have seen. Hello.
Regular.
Completely regular plus T1. आत्ताच डेफिनेशन बघितलेत ना?
T3 half.
हाँ, completely regular plus T1 is your T3 half. Okay, so this is what our T3 half. Okay, so just now we have proved one theorem that completely regular space is a regular space. So what I have done, simply I have added the property of a T1 on both sides. Okay, ऐसे both side add नहीं कर सकते. Simply I am explaining you in such a way that you should remember the things, right? So what I have to do, I'm completely regular plus T1 space and regular plus T1 space. So what is the definition of completely regular plus T1 is nothing but T3 half, and regular plus T1 which we have seen initial lectures, that is it is T3 space. So what I can get from this theorem, one corollary we can make. What will be the corollary? Every T3 half space is T3 space, correct? So hence we can say that every T3 half space is a T3 space. Okay, every completely regular is regular, so just you have to add a property of a T1 space, then you can say that every T3 half space is a T3 space. So now let us go back. What we have seen, every T space, every T naught is T1, then we have seen every T1 is a T naught, then we have seen every T2 is a T1, right? After that we have seen every T3 is a T2. Now every T3 half is a T3. Just now we have seen this one. सगळ्यांना आठवतं का हे बघितलेले आपण T2, T3, T1, T0 सभी के प्रॉपर्टीज याद है ना? Even we have proved the reverse one also. Why the reverse is not possible? Because there exists one counter example. That's why the reverse implication is not possible. Okay. Another remark for this theorem, we can say that every completely regular, if it is regular, so obviously every regular need not be completely regular. अगर ऐसा होता तो completely regular regular दोनों equally definition होता ना. So that's why every completely regular is regular, but every regular is not a completely regular, right? In the very similar way of compact space, every countably compact space is a compact, but a reverse is not possible, right? No.
Yes, ma'am.
So what the remark we have got from this, only one theorem we have seen, and the remark we can say that every T3 half is a T3. Next remark is every regular need not be completely regular. अगर वैसे होता तो दोनों को differently define नहीं करते ना. So let us go for the next one. The next one we have the definition of a T4 we have already seen, but simply we have to see the relation. That is whether every T4 space is a T3 half space. Okay. So in the next one, we have to prove that every T4 is a T3 half space. So one more implication will be possible now here, that every T4 is T3 half space. Okay, so just now we will prove this one. Okay. What is our aim to prove that every T4 is a T3 half space, right? So first we will see the definition. What is your T4? Normal plus T1. Okay, what is your T3 half space? It is T1 plus completely regular. Barabar?
Yes, ma'am.
So T1 is already there. Both are T1 spaces, so no need to have any problem. So what is our aim to prove that every normal space is a completely regular on the condition it is a T1. No doubt this is not true. On the condition if it is a T1, अगर आपका given space T1 है, तो every normal plus T1 will be completely regular. समजते सगळ्यांना T1 cancel नाही करायचंय, right? So on the condition of being T1 plus normal space, we have to prove that X2 is simply a completely regular. अगर हम इसको completely regular prove करते हैं तो obviously you can say that it is a T3 half space. Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me repeat once again. What is given to us? It is a T4. Okay, we have been provided that it is a T4 space. What is our aim to prove that it is a T3 half space? Okay, so first we will see what is T4 and what is T3 half space. So what is T4? It is T1 plus normal. Okay, this you should remember, because every time I am telling that you should remember whatever we have seen in the last lecture. It is a statement. So what is T3 half? Just now we have seen T1 plus completely regular. Okay. So already it is a T1 space, right? What is given to us? It is T1 plus normal. हे दिलेला आहे. What is our aim to prove that? We have to prove that it is T1 plus completely regular. T1 already prove केले. That is to prove that. What we will prove that X2 is completely regular space. Any doubt for this one?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we can say that that is to prove that X2 is a completely regular. To prove any space to be a completely regular space, from where we have to start with the assumption. We have to assume that F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. Okay. So if I have found the one closed set which does not contain the point X, if we want to prove it is a completely regular, what is our aim to find out? We have to find out a mapping F. Correct, no? Completely regular च्या definition मध्ये काय compulsory है? You should have a one continuous mapping F such that F is a mapping from X to closed interval 0, 1 such that which maps element to 0 and it maps the closed set to singleton 1. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have started with the assumption F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. So can I write this statement, singleton X intersection with capital F is empty because F is not containing your element X. Correct? So here singleton X is a closed set. Why this is so? Because given that X2 is a T1 space. You can write the reason here. X2 is a T1 space. So what is a property of a T1 space? Characteristic property. Every singleton sets are a closed set. So singleton X is a closed set. F is also closed set. So we got the two disjoint closed set singleton X and F are two disjoint closed set. Okay, now there is some lemma. With the help of this only we are going to prove this theorem. The name of a lemma is Urysohn's lemma. Okay, actually the proof of this Urysohn's lemma is near about 10 pages. So I'm just skipping this one. क्योंकि 5 to 6 pages वो नोटबुक सॉरी बुक में है बट इफ यू आर गोइंग टू इवेलुएट देम बिकॉज बुक में उतना डिटेल में नहीं लिखा होता है ना सो द वन यूरिसॉन्स लेमा इज देयर विच इज देयर फॉर our normal spaces. So given that x2 is a normal, right? It is given to us x2 is a normal plus t1. Given that x2 is normal plus t1, so given condition is x2 is normal, so that's why we can use our Urysohn's lemma, and our aim is to prove that it is a completely regular. To prove completely regular space, we have to start with the assumption f is a closed set which does not contain the point x. So just I am skipping that lemma. We will write down the statement of that lemma that by Urysohn's lemma there exists a continuous function. There exists f is a continuous function. F is a mapping from x to closed interval 0 1 such that f maps one closed set to 0 and f map another closed set to singleton 1. Okay, actually this Urysohn's lemma is related to normal space. Normal space का definition सबको पता है क्या? Let me repeat the definition of a normal space. What is a normal space? We have a two disjoint closed set f1 and f2, right? f1 and f2 are the two disjoint closed set.
There exist two disjoint open sets such that one is contained in G and other is contained in H.
Correct. F2 is contained in H. So in such a way that G and H are also disjoint. So to we have a normal space. Okay. Normal space means what? First we should able to find out two disjoint closed set. And if with the help of that disjoint closed set, if we are able to find out G and H such that one contain the closed set F1 and another contain the closed set F2. So actually this Urysohn's lemma is related to normal space. So normal space अगर आप consider कर रहे हो तो आपको two disjoint closed set consider करना पड़ेगा, right? So if we are considering here the two disjoint closed set singleton X and F are the two disjoint closed set. Why singleton X is a closed set? Since your X2 is a T1 space. As it is a T1 space, so with the help of characteristic property of a T1 space which we have proved, so both are a closed set. So two disjoint closed set. One closed set maps to 0 and another closed set maps to singleton 1. And hence this one I can write it as f of x is equal to 0. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So and f of f is mapped to singleton 1 and hence the proof. From where we have started? We have started with the one closed set which does not contain the point x, and by Urysohn's lemma itself we can get directly that with the help of नॉर्मल स्पेस. नॉर्मल स्पेस में टू डिसजॉइंट क्लोज सेट है तो हम यूरिसॉन्स लेमा यूज कर सकते हैं, राइट? एंड हेंस वी कैन अप्लाई द डेफिनेशन ऑफ यूरिसॉन्स लेमा and f is a continuous map which maps one closed set to singleton 0 and another closed set to singleton 1, and hence the proof. And with the help of that, we come across the thing that every T4 is a T3 half space. And hence we apply our implication that every T4 is T3 half, every T3 half is T3, T3 is T2, T2 is T1, and T1 is T0, and T0 is T space. Okay, so T space is the largest among them. And this will be smallest. Correct, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Because T4 has extra conditions. As the conditions are increasing, the set becomes smaller and smaller. Okay. So just now we have proved that every T4 is T3 half. Next we have to prove the very favorite theorem, that is being completely regular is hereditary property. Next being T3 half space is regular property, hereditary property. Then being completely regular space is topological property. Okay. So let me write down the statement of a theorem. The first one which we will discuss, no doubt we are not going to prove this one. Being completely regular space is hereditary property. Next we will see being T3 half is space is hereditary property. Next we will see being a completely regular space is a topological property. Again, fourth one being T3 half space is topological property. Okay, so these will be the four theorems. First one completely regular is hereditary topological, then T3 half space also hereditary and topological property. And the next corollary depending on this one is, I hope you remember somewhere we have proved every compact T2 space is a normal, as well as we have proved every compact T2 space is a regular space. In the very similar way, here we have to prove one thing, that every compact plus T2 space is a completely regular. These two theorems we have seen. In the very similar way, there is one more theorem, that is every compact T2 space is a completely regular. So how to prove this theorem? No need to go with the actual proof. What you can write here statement, we have seen the theorem. What is a statement of a theorem we have seen? Uh, or rather we can write on the proof of that theorem. What the theorem we have seen? Every compact T2 space, we have proved it is a regular. Okay. And if we have proved every compact plus T2 space is a regular space, just now in this lecture we have seen every completely regular space is a regular space. Okay. Any compact T2 space is a regular as well as it is normal, and hence every normal space is a completely regular if it only if it is regular. Okay. One more theorem is there. Every normal plus regular space is a completely regular space. One more theorem is there. Every normal plus regular space is a completely regular. Okay. Compact plus T2 का मीनिंग क्या है? वो रेगुलर भी है और नॉर्मल भी है, राइट? एंड एवरी रेगुलर प्लस नॉर्मल इज completely regular. Okay. सो जस्ट ट्राई टू इम्प्लीफाई ऑल दिस स्टेटमेंट. आपको सभी स्टेटमेंट को ऐसे, जैसे मैं इम्प्लीकेशन करके लिखती हूँ वैसे लिखोगे तो वो स्टेटमेंट याद रहेंगे. अदरवाइज वट एवर यू आर स्टडिंग जस्ट लाइक यूजुअल स्टडी जो हम अभी तक करते थे, टोपोलॉजी के लिए वो यूजफुल नहीं है, right? Somewhere you are going to study the property of compact T2 and all, and if you come back here in T3 or half space, you will not remember anything. Just try to do that. जो भी मैंने करने के लिए बोला है टेबल वगैरह, don't put it in front of you, just try to study this as it is, and then no doubt you are not going to remember anything. Okay. जहाँ पे आप जो स्टडी कर रहे हो वो आपको याद रहेगा, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट रिमेम्बर everything at a time. So compact plus T2 we have seen it is regular plus normal, and every regular plus normal is a completely regular, and hence the proof. I can imply this is completely regular space. Okay. So next we have to prove every T3 half space is a every metric space is a completely regular space. To prove that, the one theorem is there. We have to prove every metric space is completely regular space. Okay. What is given to us? Every metric space is a completely regular. Means that we have provided that XD is a metric space. Somewhere in the starting lecture of a topology, I have proved that every metric space is a topological space. Whether you remember this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have proved that every metric space is a topological space with the defined metric topology on it. Okay, and tau is a topology which will be defined on your metric with the help of that metric itself. Right, if I want to prove that every metric space is a completely regular, what I have to start with the assumption? What is your assumption? Assume that F is a closed set which does not contain the point x, right? So if F is a closed set which does not contain the point x, no doubt I can write singleton x intersection with F is a empty set, right? Given that Xt is a T1 space. Somewhere in the initial lectures we have proved Xt is a T1 space. Every metric space is a T1 space. So in T1 space, every singleton sets are also closed set. Characteristic property of a T1 space that every singleton sets are a closed set. So we know that every metric space is a normal space. If every metric space is a normal space, again you can apply the definition of a Urizon's lemma. Sorry, we can apply Urizon's lemma, and there exists a mapping F which is from X to 0 1 such that it maps one closed set to 0 1, and it maps another closed set to singleton n. And hence this f of singleton x we can write it as f of x is equal to 0 and f of capital F is equal to singleton 1. So we have started with the assumption f is a closed set which does not contain the point x, and we have found that the mapping f which is continuous mapping which maps element to 0 and which maps the closed set to singleton 1. Okay. So how many theorems we have used here? We have used that x2 is a T1 space, so hence we have used a characteristic property. Two theorems here we have used. Okay. Next, we have used every metric space is a normal space. So we have used the third theorem here. Next, we have used a Urizon's lemma. So totally four theorems we have used to prove the result that every metric space is a completely regular. Okay. Just don't worry about the exam and all about the syllabus also. So just have a complete study of all the statements whatever you have studied, and try to write down them on a single page or a single drawing paper so that you can have a very good comparative study. And for topology itself, I feel that the comparative study is the only way to remember everything at a time. Whether you agree with me or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us stop the lecture here. In the next lecture, we will see what is first exam space and second exam space, and then we'll complete our syllabus. Okay, thank you. You can leave the meeting.